We'll see if that changes here in the third.
What a game for LeBron. He's got 14 points and a block. Talk about on fire. Nearly everything's going in for him right now.
He's got the magic touch right now, guys.
Our second half of basketball and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for Cleveland, Irving and Waiters, the guards. Thompson and Varejao at the 4 and 5. And it's James in at the small forward. Clock is at 3. Johnson. And too long on the shot.
I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over.
Well, you talk about the financial commitment by the Brooklyn Nets. Last year's starting lineup was the highest paid in NBA history.
Well, to a man, they all made well over $10 million, Kevin. I mean, Joe Johnson was over $20 million, and boy, that's a lot of cheese to be coughing up to those guys, but it is what it is.
Nets trail by 15. Kicks to Garnett. And the pass to Bogdanovich. Johnson with a screen on Waiters. Now the dish to Johnson. Johnson right side. Here's Bogdanovich. Here's Lopez. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two.
Pretty bad defense letting the offense get right to the rim, but smart play to foul once he was there.
But you know what's going to happen. They sent a message right there. Nothing easy inside.
And for the around 26 non-luxury tax teams in the NBA, they might want to write up a nice thank you card to the Nets, considering that the Nets paid about $88 million in tax. That's the highest in league history. A good chunk of that change goes to those other teams.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
But even as expensive as the Brooklyn roster has been, the Nets are still enjoying a huge boost in franchise value since moving to Brooklyn. 2 years ago, the team was valued at $357 million or thereabouts. I wonder where these valuation numbers come from. But anyway, last year that number was at $780 million. That's not a bad return in just a couple of years. It almost sounds like play money.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Coach Lionel Hollins helped define the Grizzlies' grit and grind style and was asked if he'd replicate it with the Nets. He said, quote, "We're going to be aggressive and tough. We'll play together and never quit. But how our style will be is up to the group. The key is creating a system that fits them and allows them to excel." Kevin, back to you.
As a coach, you've got to adopt your talent, Doris. Thanks. Thompson sets the pick for LeBron. Varejao with a screen on Johnson. Puts up a three. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And Williams, here we go. Blocked, and they're able to recover. This one for three. And with that shot, the Cleveland lead is cut down to 11 on the bucket from Johnson.
Really quite surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds given what the scoreboard says.
Yeah, it's not typical. I mean, they have been really dominant on the glass.
Lopez with the steal, and it's time for an injury report. Now let's check in with Doris Burke to see how Kevin Love is doing.
Thanks, Kevin. I just talked with the Cavaliers' head athletic trainer. A very somber tone over here on the sideline, guys. It does not look to me good news at all. He's sidelined for the rest of this game, and it doesn't look good for him seeing the court again anytime soon. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
Well, knowing him, Kevin, I'll bet he can put it behind him as quickly as possible.
Let's hope so, Steve. I know everybody's looking forward to seeing him back out there.
Garnett kicks to Johnson. Lead pass was put in just the right spot. Johnson's got 15.
He's been a bright spot for them. He's had an incredibly efficient offensive performance.
Steve, his shooting really has been just terrific. They'd be much worse off if it weren't for him, that's for sure. Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Now, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Lopez, a screen on James. Johnson attacking. We've got an advantage there off the pick. And took it right in. He's got 17.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game. Cavs tried to make a push for the playoffs last season, in a way going against the grain, but instead a disappointing season when it was all over. Coach and front office questioning the team effort level.
Nets trail by 12. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Cleveland takes possession.
Well, let's take a look now at some numbers for Anderson Varejao. Solid numbers last season. Averaged about 8 points a game last season, 9 rebounds and 2 assists. And you really can't find much fault with him as far as his performances lately.
Yeah, he's been very, very dependable, steady, doing pretty much everything they've asked of him.
1:56 left in the third quarter of the game. Varejao setting the pick for LeBron. Varejao against Lopez. And Waiters kicks to James. Outside Irving. Again, Irving missing. The Nets have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Johnson with it. He's picked up by James. Here's Bogdanovich. That 3 off the mark.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Dion Waiters going into last season working on playing off the ball, whether, catch and shoot, Steve, or coming off screens.
Yeah, he's most comfortable with the ball in his hands, but playing alongside Kyrie Irving, he's got to be more effective without the ball, working off those screens and learning to play with her.
Sean Marion is checked in for Cleveland. Miller comes in for LeBron.
And Waiters really has tried to emphasize staying on balance with his shot. Taking better shots, better quality shots within the offense. We saw the results. There was an uptick in his percentages from the field and from long range as well.
And Cleveland making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in. Marion kicks to Miller. Jack against Irving. Miller, that's for 2. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And Waiters still a volume scorer. To improve his efficiency, he's got to get that free throw percentage back up and become more consistent finishing inside. But he's a natural scorer. He certainly has the talent.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Irving dishes to Miller. Miller with another miss.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
Over to the left wing. And here's Anderson for 3. And that one's good. Anderson's got it back down to within single digits for the Nets. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And here's Miller outside, and the shot is good. Miller's got 7 points in the game.
This is great. 3-pointers going down quickly at both ends.
Yeah, it took them no time to answer back on that possession.
No good from Jack. The Cavaliers leading by 11. Dellavedova, the pass to Irving, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. He's got 16.
And their interior defense getting exposed once again. How many open looks at the rim are they going to allow?
4 seconds left, and the layup is good. 6 points now for Jack.
The height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't.
And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, this had to be the choice. It was an absolutely sensational feed, putting it way up there above the rim so that only his teammate could catch it. And not only does he do it, but he powers it down from there.
Yeah, the timing of these plays are just phenomenal.
No question.
On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. Jarrett Jack is out there with Anderson. Then there's Plumlee, and it's Andre Kirilenko, and it's Teletovic in at the 4.
Sean Marion with 15 years in the NBA, a very good 15 years, basically talked about retiring even though he was still playing well at the conclusion of last season. Although I guess he did have a change of heart.
Jack against Irving. Shot clock at 6. And Jack, here we go. That's good.
Well, he wasn't phased at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it.
And Marion, a four-time All-Star, one of the most athletic and versatile players in league history, still an excellent role player even after all these years.
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Jack. He's got 8 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
Some of these passes have been absolutely beautiful, Clark.
And Marion has made a good chunk of change over his career. A lot of money. He said he wanted to walk away while he could still walk.
Yeah, well, he can't walk, and his game certainly could still walk and talk. An excellent defender, an energy player, a stat sheet stuffer. I'm quite pleased that he hasn't decided to hang him up yet.
Outside Jack. Feeds it to Johnson. This is to Lopez. It's Williams with the drive. And the shot falls short this time. The Cavaliers leading by 12. Here's James. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. LeBron's got 9 points here in the second half. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. Williams kicks to Johnson. Back to Williams. Tries from 10. That one falls. Coming off the Johnson feed.
Boy, I'm surprised he took that shot. He was at a huge size disadvantage in that matchup, but boy, great job to bury it.
It's Williams with the drive, and that one's good. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Yeah, that's textbook basketball, having their way down low.
Kyrie Irving's checked in for the Cavaliers. And a switch here for Brooklyn. Bogdanovich, he's checked in for Jarrett Jack. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Blatt said to the team. He wants to make sure they stay assertive and aggressive on the offensive end, saying, I don't want to sit on this lead. Let's build on it and not give them a chance of coming back. Guys?
Those are starting to add up. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 of them have been three-pointers.
And it's not just great offense, Clark. The defense is really lacking. Not enough energy on their closeouts.
Here's Irving. Williams with the steal. LeBron with the block. And Waiters kicks to Irving. That's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession. Here's LeBron. Thompson, a screen on Johnson. James against Johnson. And that one's good. And that's now 25 points for LeBron.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Nets trail by 13. Passes to Bogdanovich. Off the left rim and out. The Cavaliers have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Here's Waiters. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 8th assist in the game.
You got to like his shot selection today. He set a good example for the rest of his teammates.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Boy, some would like to give Kyrie Irving the injury-prone label. I'm not sure if that's fair. Although in his first 3 seasons, he has yet to stay healthy start to finish.
And it's Johnson penetrating, and that is good. Johnson's got 19 points. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Now Varejao inside. On the wing, James. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Cavaliers lead by 16. And for Kyrie, he can play all 82, Steve, and put this all to rest. But when he goes to the IR as much as he has, it's a fair question to pose.
Well, that's what he's got to do, Kevin. He's got to put together a season or 2 where he plays, 75, 80, 82 games. Nothing else will put that label to rest. And it's just a matter of being able to do it. Some of it is luck, and some of it is maybe developing a more sound routine to help his body get through the year.
A minute 50 left in the game. The drive by LeBron. He dishes it to Bergeron. 5 on the clock. Irving passes to Thompson. Trying to get open is Irving.